It's Friday, folks, and I'm done for the week. Last week, I had a request to do a video on tips for being a solo operator, some of the tips for being a solo operator. And I had my top 7 tips for being a solo operator. So we're going to talk about that today and also give shout out and thanks to all the new subscribers I've had over the past 2 weeks. And you know what's next. Hey, today, folks, we're going to go over my top 7 solo tips for being a solo operator. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the video and click that notification button below. And so when I'm having other videos that come out, you'll be able to get those as well and be notified when they come out. And before we get started, I want y'all to look at my little drop back that I got back here, the zero turn backdrop, that my sister-in-law, Cordelia Wiseman, did for me. We want to appreciate and thank her for that. So without any further ado, let's get started. Tip number 1, get business insurance. It's nothing like doing the job or out on the job and something happened and you don't have the money to pay for it. So one of my main ones is business insurance. When I started out, I was doing a property that had a swimming pool in the backyard, above ground swimming pool, plastic, a lot of grass around it, and I would always have to weed eat around it. And it's kind of scared me half to death thinking that one of these days, if that plastic is not thick enough, that it's going to cut the bottom of that pool and the water is going to be everywhere, and I'm going to be on the hook for buying a swimming pool, probably about a $5,000 or $6,000 pool or something, maybe even more. So my number 1 tip, or the first tip, is business insurance. So please get your business insurance. Number 2, get reliable equipment. You don't have to have the best equipment, but you do need reliable equipment. And, starting off, if you don't have the money, get your lawnmower blower. It don't even have to be a backpack blower. Get you a little handheld blower, a weed eater, and, go from there. But just make sure your equipment is reliable. It's nothing like being out there and the equipment fail, you can't finish your job while you're doing your, once you finish your property, and then, it causes a headache. I had a situation where I had a handheld blower and it stopped working on me, and it just so happened that my brother didn't live too far away, and I called him and had to wait on him to bring his blower for me to do, to finish the property. So make sure you have a good, reliable equipment. And when you can afford to get better equipment, you go ahead on and get your better equipment. Better equipment will make your job much easier, make your job much faster and more convenient, and it won't work you out, if you have some pretty good equipment. But starting off, you don't have to have the best, but you do need to have reliable equipment. With that, number 3, and also all these 7 tips that I have, I'm going to have them listed in the description box so you can go back and look at them as well. Number 3, I would say dress for success. I think every lawn care company, every solo person, you should have some type of uniform that you wear, with your logo on it, your name on it. And you will get more business if you look professional and you have some sort of uniform on, instead of being out there with, just blue jeans or a cut-off shirt, looking like it's basically your house and that you went outside to cut your own yard, and you know how you can dress when you're doing that. But dress for success. I've seen some guys on YouTube have some pretty nice uniforms, and they look pretty good and look pretty sharp. So dress for success. You would also, you pick up more clients that way. Someone driving down the road and they looking at you and they see that, this guy look pretty professional. I'm gonna give him a try, give him a shot. So that's tip number 3, dress professionally. Get you some type of uniform. Number 4, I would say advertise. Go to Google, set you up a Google account. Google is free. you can set you up a Google account, and once you start cutting yards and people give you a review, ask them for a review, and you don't want to make sure you've done a good job before you do that. Ask them for a review, and they give you a 5-star review, and you build up from there. And the more reviews you get, the more business you're gonna get. When people look you up or look up lawn service in the area, they see 5-star popping up, and those are gonna rise to the top, and you will get calls. So get you a Google account. Also go in to get you a magnetized sign and put on the side of your vehicle with your name and your number or whatever, your logo, and advertise. For me, I didn't do so much going out with advertisement, and so I basically started with Google and word of mouth, and it picked up from there. So I was kind of lucky that I didn't even have to do any advertisement or door knockers or walk the neighborhood or anything. I basically just started out, like I said, with Google and by word of mouth, and before I knew it, I had more business than I basically could handle as a solo operator. So that's number 4, get you some type of advertisement. Number 5 on my list will be determine your worth. You set your price that you're going to do your yard, and you put that on your Google account. You stick by it, and you go by it, you live by it. But determine your worth. If you want to start off making $35 an hour, which is kind of low for this business, but because that's only about 1 yard. But whatever your worth is, that's up to you. You start from there. If you want to make $75 an hour, $100 and some dollars an hour, you determine what you want to work, and you get the yards that will help you to maintain your hourly rate. Right here where I am in Houston, there's some places where the yards are not that big, so $35 is kind of the standard. And if you can do 3 of those yards in an hour, you can set yourself at about close to $100 an hour. So, your worth will be $100 an hour. So you start finding yards that will keep up that $100 an hour. Well, set your rate, go by your rate, and stick by your rate. So that's that. Number 5 would be on time. Give a customer a time that you say you're going to be there, and do your best to be there, within 5 minutes, give or take. What I usually do, I know my area pretty well. I know how long it's going to take me to get somewhere, to get to the customer. I know about how long it's going to take me to cut that person's yard, give or take 10 or 15 minutes. So what I do is I call the customer. Well, I don't even call them, I'm sorry. I text them the night before, let them know that I'll be there, and that, hey, I'll be there around 9:30, 7:30, 9:30, 10:30, whatever it is, that I'm going to be there. And 10 times out of 10, I'm going to be there within 5 minutes. If I'm there 5 minutes earlier or 2 minutes, later than the time, but around that time, I'm going to be there. So I usually give them a window time. If I'm going to be there, tell them I'm going to be there at 7:30. I usually say, hey, I'll be there between 7:30 and 7:45. Then I know how long it will take me to cut that yard, and I'll tell the next customer, or tell them, I'll be there between this here time. And once you do that a couple of times, you probably don't have to call them or text them anymore and let them know. It's going to be, embedded that, hey, when he's coming, this is about what time he's going to be there. And, just be there. Just be there. You get more business that way as well, setting the time and being punctual. What number was that? Number 4, 5, number 6. Okay, yeah, number 6, I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at my paper and keep my head up at the same time. But number 6, let the customer know up front what is your cutting schedule. Down here in Houston, the grass started kind of growing like the last part of February. So I kind of tell the customers that, you know, the cutting schedule is going to be from March until the 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. And this is my cutting schedule. If you're on there, bi-weekly schedule, I will be here every week, every bi-weekly from March until November. Sometime, you know, maybe the end of October, but around about that time. But give them a schedule of when and what time, I mean, the times that you're going to be coming to that property for your yearly schedule. And what I do is, you may get some customer that'll tell you, you know, when you text them the night before, I'll be there, and they might tell you, you know, don't come. And, you know, that's fine. If they tell me that, I don't get overexcited. But what I do is let them know that you're on a bi-weekly schedule, and it's already been 2 weeks, and I have to wait 2 more weeks. Now it's going to be a month before your property is cut. If the grass is much taller than normal, you will be charged an extra charge. So the grass is taller than normal, you will be charged the extra charge. Because the way I figure it is, once you're cutting a person's yard and you got the yard the way you want it to be, if you cut it regularly, schedulely, it's not going to take you long to cut that property because it's maintained. But if you skip and you have to wait a month, when you get ready to go back to cut that property, it's going to take you a little while to get it back together. It's going to take you a while to get it back together. So just let the customer know your schedule and how you operate on your cutting schedule, and you know what's going to happen if they miss the scheduled cut. You know. And last but not least, don't take on more than you can handle. It's nothing like, you know, if you can only cut 5 yards a day, you know, cut your 5 yards a day. Don't try to cut 7 or 8 yards a day, and you get to the very heat of the summer, and you're trying to cut 7 yards a day, and you wear yourself out. And those last 2 customers, the yard is not up to par to where you're satisfied of the cut, or you're cheating yourself, or you're cheating the customer. The way the yard look, because you're skipping, you know, you may decide, I don't need to get this here part of the house. They're not going to see this here part. Well, you know, because you're tired, because you overworked yourself, or you took on more than you can handle. You don't want to cheat the customer. I had a few times where I was kind of tired of doing some edging and weed eating around the house, and you know, I got to that point where I could say, man, you know, this is not going to be seen. I'm not gonna, you know, weed eat this little side right here. You know, they won't know. I'll get it the next time. And you know, I almost walked away, and I said, you know, I can't do that. I'm cheating the customer, and I'm cheating myself. So put in the extra effort and did it. But if you take on the amount of property that you can take on for that day or any day, you don't have to worry about cheating yourself and cheating the customer. You know, take pride in what you're doing, and knowing that when you left that property, that you did your very best on that property. So, folks, those are my top 7 tips, you know, for a solo operator. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification button. And we'll be pleased that you did that for Zero-Turn Lawn Care. Now, this portion of my video, I want to give a shout out to some new subscribers, and we're going to talk about a couple of them at the end. Over the past 2 weeks, I've had, I believe, about 30 subscribers, and a lot of them, again, they set their videos or their screen, their phones where it goes to private, so it's not showing me everyone that's subscribed, but it's giving me a number. But these are the ones that it is showing that subscribe to the channel. So I want to give a thanks to those guys that did. Number 1 is Mo City Lawn and Lighting. Mo City Lawn and Lighting. Streetcar Streetcar, Texas. One Stop Lawn Care. EW, that's EDUBYA. Bitchin' Lawns. Off-Duty Lawn Care. Tall Grass Short, 123. Tall Grass Short, 123. My Service Area. Yard Masters. Mac Landscape and Lawn Care. Deandra Wiseman, that's my sister-in-law. I don't know what it took us so long to subscribe, but she did, so we want to thank her. Cyrena Maldonado as well. So those are the new subscribers that we had over the past couple of weeks. I want to also shout out to Kingdom Lawn Care. He's a subscriber as well. Kingdom Lawn Care up in Mississippi. God does some pretty good work. He has some good, awesome videos. And you know, he didn't tell me to do this, but I'm going to do it. I saw after watching one of his videos last night that his subscriber count is like at 994. Let's get him over the top, y'all. Let's get him over the top. A good guy, good Christian guy. Hence Kingdom Lawn Care. Kind of like that name. Let's get him over the top. And I know out of the few subscribers that I have, there are at least 6 that is not subscribed to him. So if you're not subscribed to him, you're one of my subscribers, please subscribe to Kingdom Lawn Care. And let's get this guy over the top. Yeah, real good guy. Another guy I wanted to talk about is Mac Landscaping and Lawn Care. I believe he's up in Pennsylvania. Mac Landscaping and Lawn Care. Good guy as well. He has some pretty good, real good, nice videos. He does a podcast on Wednesdays. And you may want to skip over there and look over there and subscribe to his channel and listen to those podcasts on Wednesdays. I listened to the first time about 2 weeks ago, and I picked up something and learned something that, you know, I didn't know about. They was talking about X-Blades, and so now I'm doing my research on X-Blades and eventually going to put some X-Blades on my mowers and see exactly how they cut. You know, they was giving some pretty good rave reviews about the X-Blades. So those two guys, man, you know, like and subscribe to those guys as well. You know, it's not just all about me. It's about helping other lawn care service. And, you know, by doing that, you know, you get some help as well. So, you know, I want to give another shout out to Mac Landscaping and Lawn Care and Kingdom Lawn Care. And on my next video, I think what I'm going to do, well, not the next video, but the next time that I give shout out to the subscribers, I'm going to take 1 or 2 and try to give them a few plugs to, you know, get their little message out in the area as well. So we want to thank y'all again for subscribing to Zero Turn Lawn Care. Again, appreciate you. Hit that like and notification button and let me know what you think. And all the, again, all of the 7 tips that I have, they'll be down there in the description box. And we appreciate you. We love you. We'll see you on the next one.